Hi, you guys. It is Thursday, November 12th, 2015. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 73. My day was made early. I don't know what the title's going to be yet. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpurl.net. The Purl is P-E-A-R-L. In social media, I am One Fine Cow, as in black and white. Cow. On Ravelry and Twitter, I am One Fine Design, the number one. On Facebook and Etsy, and I'm Doris M. Smith, all smooshed together and lowercase on Instagram. Go over and follow me on all of those social networks. Friend me and I will friend you back. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl podcast group. There is a link in the show notes so that you can easily access it. We have been a rather quiet group this week, but we haven't had any drop-offs, so I guess everyone's just busy. But I miss you guys. I miss the chatter this week. The Ravelry group, I usually do a birthday shout out for the Ravelry group, and I can't even talk very good right now, but there's no birthdays coming up this week. So that moves us on to the November knit along, which is a finished objects thread. The rules are that you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. Objects started on November 1st and completed and posted by November 30th. 2 entries per person. Chatter is welcome and encouraged in the thread. Double dipping is welcome. The project must be at least a 100-yard project. Prize will be a $6 or less giftable pattern from Ravelry. So get those Christmas gifts going. Let me just say that I have decided, in case I didn't mention it last week, I've got one thing that I'm knitting as a Christmas gift this year. Last year, I knitted my heart out for Christmas gifts, got everything completed, and I never saw them used. The only time that anyone wore the gifts was for pictures, and I never saw them. So don't see them out and about. So I'm just like, you know what? I have one knit-worthy person that I am knitting for, and you will see that project in the whips. So, stash enhancement and story of the week, which kind of go together. So when I wrote my show notes last night, in the stash enhancement section, there was no new stash. But today, when I got to work, this was on my desk chair. For free. I don't deserve it. Hang on, let me do this because I forgot. No, it's all there. Never mind. Sorry, distracted. So I'm gonna open this and share some of this beautiful stuff that. Okay, the program manager where I work, her daughter used to be a distributor for Cascade Yarns, and you know how it is when your kids leave home, they always leave stuff behind. And her daughter had left a stash of yarn. And so the other day she was talking about how her one room, her exercise room, has been taken over with the kids' things. And I said, you know, if that one daughter has any more yarn, I'm interested. And so today she said, as she was walking through, she saw this bag of yarn and she brought it to me. And I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. And grateful. Because these yarns, if I saw them in the store and saw the price tag, I would go over to the acrylic section or the acrylic wool blend instead, because I can't afford to spend $20 on skeins of yarn to make a anyway, we won't go there. So this this is the only thing that's not marked in the package. I know it's wool because it looks like it's starting to felt a little bit, and it looks like a natural color. It's gorgeous. It's soft. It's not too rough to the touch. This would it's going to make something gorgeous. It's a lot of it too. It's probably 8 ounces. So that's the first thing. And then there are 2 skeins of this lovely stuff. You can't, oh, there, you kind of got to look at the color. It's a deep color with pinks and purples and greens, blue. It is Cascade Yarns Baby Alpaca Chunky. It's gorgeous. 100% baby alpaca. Let me see if I can show you the tag. There it is. Paints. 2 skeins of this loveliness. Then one skein of Echo Alpaca, 100% undyed gorgeousness. I'm glad I don't have an allergy. And then there are 2 skeins of this Cascade Yarns Rustic, which is 79% let me see, wool and 21% linen. And these 2 gorgeous colors. This is like a red, a maroony red, and this one is more like a brownish gray. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Then this is, it is 100% Peruvian Highland wool, 220 yards. The color's a number, but it's just Cascade 220. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me see. Is there something else? It doesn't say anything else. It's gorgeous though, isn't it? Another beautiful baby alpaca, chunky. And then we have some Cashvera DK, which is 55% merino, extra fine wool, 33% microfiber, acrylic 12%, cashmere 125 yards. There are Heritage hand-painted sock yarn. And this is through 437 yards. (75% merino superwash and 25% nylon. And then there are 2 skeins of Luna, which is cotton. It is Peruvian cotton, 50 grams each, 82 yards each. Then there is more alpaca, but this is lace weight. I've been wanting to try some lace, something lacy. So there's just, the colors are numbers. It's 100% baby alpaca in those gorgeous buttery color. And this is like purple with blue and pink in it. You guys, this is amazing. The last three. This is another heritage sock, which is superwash merino and 25% nylon. It's a blue, beautiful blue. And then finally, two 50-gram balls. I'm assuming that they're 50 grams of sock yarn because they're smaller. There's nothing written on them. There's just the number of the color, and that they're heritage sock yarn, Cascade. That and just the dark deep blue. And this is like a variegated. Oh my God. Do you know how much this made my day? Let me put it all away now. So the week, besides this wonderfulness, has been just the same. Nothing, no excitement except for this. Same work, not a great amount of knitting. We were really busy Saturday running around. Sunday I had laundry, and I did do some knitting on Sunday, a little bit on Saturday. I started a couple new projects without completing the other. So, what I wanted, sorry for leaning out of, but I want to shut this back up. There was another skein of yarn that I put away from my my Christmas stocking swap partner. So, but I wanted to do this week because there's nothing going on, no story to tell this week. I wanted to share some Christmas gift ideas, some things that I've done in the past. I love decoupage, and I love like recycling things and making them into pretty things. So I had used I've used the Oil of Olay, the washcloth things, and they come in this plastic container. I couldn't see through on the plastic container away, so I decoupaged it. Made it a pretty thing, and it's like a little storage thing for things that I have. But this is an awesome idea. If you have a container that is like, why would I throw this away? You could like take them, we all have magazines. We all have, you can buy some decoupage pretty cheaply and just make something pretty. This would be great to, if you had a piece of something and you wanted to like put soap, washcloth, whatever, a nice little keepsake. This is probably, there's a little bit of damage. This is probably 10 years old. Still in good shape. So a couple years ago, I was thinking about what I could do for my sister and her daughters. I usually try to do something. I buy them their Christmas pajamas every year, but I also try to do something else. So a couple years ago, I did this. I hope you can see the picture. It was actually a jar, a wide mouth jar that had tea in it, organic tea. And I'm like, when Ted drank the tea, and I'm like, I need to save that bottle and do something with it. It is perfect. So I decoupaged it, used magazine pictures, and this one was for my sister. So let me see if I can make it where you can see it better. This one over here is for my sister. So I cut out some words and I cut out an R for Rebecca. So this one was for my niece. And if you can see really close, there's A's. Her name is Ashley. So you could just do whatever. Come up with pretty ideas yourself, and you could even like decoupage with scrapbooking papers and stuff, or tissue paper, or just something. You can bring out it can bring out the artist in you, and you can have a nice gift. So what I did with these bottles, I made them, let them dry, got them all ready, and then I put like Christmas candy in it, and I had made Christmas earrings. So I put the candy in, and then the earrings on top. And then they had a nice little container plus the candy and some Christmas earrings. So those are just some ideas that might help you, and that might spur your creativity to come up with some unique containers or gifts for the people in your life. Also, one year, the first thing that I ever did decoupage is I had been saving those coffee cans, the medium-sized coffee cans. I always, I'm a coffee drinker. Before the Keurig, I always had the cans of coffee, the Folgers. And so I saved like 3 of them throughout the year, cleaned them all out, and then I decoupaged the outside, fancied it up really cute. I kept the plastic container or the lid. I don't think I decoupaged the lid, but I decoupaged it, made it really pretty. And then I went to the dollar store and got soap and a sponge and just feminine stuff, like for like a spa day type thing, and just stuffed it all in there, put the lid on it, wrapped it. It was a beautiful gift. So just some ideas as you're thinking about Christmas gifts, something that you could do that you can reuse and make something really beautiful, something that you did. And so what if they take it and throw it in the trash or whatever afterwards? I don't know. I just like doing that kind of stuff. So, thank you for watching. Moving along to finished objects and the knitting now, kind of. I wanted to show the completed, I washed it and like laid it flat to dry, kind of evened out some of the stitches, but I decided not to put the tassel on because this thing is long. It's very long. I figured if I put the tassels on, it would kind of be obnoxiously too long. So it's very long. So I did not put the tassels on. So I love it. I still love it. It's gorgeous. I think the blocking kind of evened out some of my little mistakes and woppiness of the yarn. But yeah, love it. Putting it back on. Just stave off the chill. So also, I washed and measured and did all skeined up my Yarn Geek Fibers Pullworth, and it's lovely. It's thick and thin. I'm not a perfect spinner. Don't know that I ever will be. Pre-wash, it was 245 yards, 245.5 yards. The color is slice of lemon wrapped around a large golden brick. So I'm going to show you the color. Slowly, it's gorgeous. And like I said, there's still pops of thickness and thinness, but I love it. I want to make something to wear in the dead of winter to bring happiness and cheer. I love it. It's gorgeous. There's a link in the show notes to her website and store. She has lovely stuff. And she's an awesome person. I recommend going and looking at her things. Isn't that gorgeous? Also, one last thing that I did finish this week. About a month ago, I was in the basement doing the laundry, and I got a magazine and I started folding papers with the plan of making a bowl. Well, they sat there for about a month, and then I was down in the basement. Sunday, I wasn't feeling that good. So I stayed down in the basement. I spotted that stuff I had folded before, and I'm like, I'm just going to put it together and see, even if it's a small bowl. So I made a bowl, and I decoupaged it with the outside seems to be a blue purpley color. The inside, however, I love this bowl. And this is just a magazine bowl. You've seen my magazine bowls before, but I love them. It's a decorative bowl. You could put on your nightstand and throw your stuff in it, or you could make it a potpourri bowl. There's a little hole in the bottom, and there's a few holes along it, but it's just gorgeous, and it's inexpensive, and it's something that you could take something like this, and you could put some gift in it. Stuffed animal, a washcloth and some soap, and put a cellophane around it, wrap it up, and be a wonderful gift packaging that they could use as, like I said, a potpourri bowl. I love it. I love doing this. I love my artistic side coming out a little bit. It's cool. It's just magazine pages folded. If you're interested in making something like this, you can go on YouTube. And just type in magazine bowl, and there's tutorials. It's pretty simple. And I know we all have magazines that are sitting around that you can make them. Okay. Sorry, on to the real yarn show. I did nothing on the Freesia, so I'm not even going to show it this week. There are links to the pattern in the show notes if you want to go look at it, but we'll try to have more knitting on that this coming week. But my Simple Raglan Cardi has a finished sleeve this week. However, I did not start on the other sleeve. There's where I was last week, and I completed a sleeve, and I tried it on, and I love it. The fit is awesome. I did maybe 3 inches. I did change to the smaller needles for the ribbing. So the Simple Raglan Cardi is a free pattern on Ravelry by Lion Brand Yarns. This yarn I am using is Loops and Threads, Snuggly Wuggly, 100% acrylic. The color is Doodle Dots. The pattern calls for using needles US 6 and US 7. I am using US 7, US 8s, just so that I have a more drapey and a little bit bigger to fit me. What else? I also modified the pattern by making it a tad bit longer and putting sleeves where this one just had a cap sleeve. The pattern made some sleeves. I did do some decreasing here too, just kind of modified it myself, figured it out. And I added a garter ridge to break up the stockinette. Which what I did on the body is I did the stockinette for 15 or up to 15, and then I just did another knit row, Just kind of added the knits, and then I just went back to that regular stockinette. On the sleeve, you do 15 rounds of knit and 1 purl. You know, I had to like make it flow still. So that is the Simple Raglan Cardi. It's 3/4 done. I need to knit another sleeve and put the front panels on, and it'll be ready to keep me warm. So that is that. And I did do a few rounds on the pattern project, which I am calling right now just a crochet tunic pattern I'm working on. I did do a few little bit. These rounds are pretty long. I was right here, so I did 4 rounds on this pattern, and it's going to be a long tunic, and I'm just like wondering, I don't know if I'm going to put sleeves on now. I'm going to just make it long so that it goes down over my hips. I'll probably add some more increases as I get further down the body so that it's more roomy down here. And it'll be something I can wear with a pair of leggings and a long sleeve t-shirt or something. But it's just a pattern that I crocheted in my 20s and never did write down the pattern. I don't even know what happened to the other finished product, but yep, I love it. I find that crocheting is a little bit harder on my hands, but I sit down with a purpose over the weekend that I was going to get some stuff done, and I watched a couple podcasts and crocheted. So did some work on that. And the other 2 things that I'm going to show you are new projects. The first one, I'm going to put that over here, in my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag, links in the show notes, is No, don't tell me I lost the stitches. Please don't tell me I lost the stitches. Because if I did, I was going to just forget it. This is a ruffle scarf, which the pattern is on the back of the label of this yarn. And you can get instructions on YouTube for ruffled scarf. I tried to find it on the pattern on Red Heart, but they don't have a pattern for this. It's on the back of the yarn. I used to love to knit these. But now I find they're very fiddly. And I'm not enjoying the knit, but I promised I would make it. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to complete it. Blood, sweat, and tears is going into this. But it's a simple pattern. It's 6 stitches, but this stuff is fiddly. Getting it opened, getting the place where you put your needle opened is fiddly. I'm going to complete it. Okay, sure, now I'm going to complete it. There it is. It's beautiful, and the finished product is gorgeous, but I'm not having fun knitting it right now. I started this probably Monday night, but I knit this much last night. So it's gonna get done, but I'm not enjoying it. So, put that in there. So if you're interested in knitting them, they make wonderful gifts. You can buy the yarn and look at the pattern on the back of the yarn. There's a little pattern, gives you directions. And there's YouTube videos that help too. That's how I first started knitting them. And finally, the last project in my Joanne Springs sock bag. Yes. This is the one project that I am knitting as a Christmas gift. It is a Rose City Rollers, which is a free pattern on Ravelry by Mara Catherine Briner. I am using Plymouth yarn again in the Neon Now color, and the color is a number. Let me get it there. There's the number. Gorgeous stuff. So I am, let me just go through. The neon yarn is 75%, let me get to it, 75% wool, 25% nylon. The color is a number. I'm using US 2's 2.75 Stitchberry. I am doing Magic Loop, 40-inch circulars. So I modified the pattern because the person that I'm knitting these for likes low ankle socks. So I ended up doing an inch of the stockinette that rolls down. I switched from the slip stitch heel with the gusset, and I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I'm working on the foot now. But aren't those colors so pretty? This excites me because I love these colors, and I've got another Neon Now in pink. So it's gorgeous. The colors are just, look at that. Fabulous. That's the heel. So pretty. And I love this pink and blue. I'm excited to see the pink come back. So this is my only one Christmas gift, and I don't think, I'm using 72 stitches because, that is the size that fits this lady that I've knit socks for before. So, and she loves the bright colors, so I'm kind of excited about these. She'll love them. And she's knit worthy. So that is all of the fibery goodness and the regular part of the show. So on to Pinterest. Pinterest. I found this on Pinterest. And Yvonne, if you're watching, I saw that you repenned my pen. Sorry. Hang on a minute.
Who, me?
Yes, you, Siri. Oh, sorry.
Voiceover off.
Oh, gosh. Did I want voiceover? No, I don't want voiceover. Okay. So, Pinterest. I'm sorry. Here we go. I saw that Yvonne, you also repenned this, and I wanted to message you and say, hey, I'm using that as my pen on the episode next. But it is. Wait a minute. That's not. Okay, here we go. It is 19 impossibly clever knitting and crochet patterns. And I just want to share them with you because they are amazing. Here is what the thing looks like. So the first thing is a mood scarf, which is a kit. But I guess you could take the concept and use your own colors, but you keep track of your mood. Then crocheted buttons. Crocheted buttons. And this is funny, cute. Sniffle mitts, where you knit a place to put your Kleenexes. Teacup pocket. Crocheted chain link scarf. Cool. This one is what actually caught my eye. It is a 10-stitch blanket. Okay, so I'm probably late to the party, but I've never seen this before. It is amazing. It is so amazing. You start on the inside and you're knitting 10 stitches and you go, sorry, it's hard to do. Anyway, you just go around and around. That is amazing looking. One of these days it could be a scrappy yarn. And we're still loading the sky scarf, where you keep track of the skies or the temperature and knit every day. It's called, well, it's a conceptual knitting and it's on Ravelry. Sky scarf. Well, maybe it's what the sky looks like that day, but I've also seen the temperature scarf. Crocheted wall hanging with pockets. Is that cool? That's cool. And then it's game knitting. It says that interesting pattern. It makes interesting patterns, like if you do a TV show or podcast of your choice. So every time Sherlock unknowingly insults someone, for example, you change the color of your yarn. It's essentially a drinking game, but with knitting. And hey, bonus points if you want to drink at the same time. A headband / cowl. They said if you're, perfect for days when you just can't make up your mind what you want to knit, the pattern is found on Ravelry. This is amazing. A knitted clock. There is a link to the pattern. It says it's knit o'clock somewhere. And here's another one. It's a crocheted doily clock. Air quotes, apostrophe, the griff. It's actually a knit pattern for an apostrophe. Knitted dominoes. And this one is a color by number cowl. And keep going. A crocheted lampshade. But this one is pretty cool. There's a griff. There's a pattern on Ravelry for this. What? Wow. Baby Converse. We're almost done. And then last but not least, chair leg socks. That's cool. That's a cool idea. Cool. So that is my pen for the week. Stumble. Not going to read it, but it's a really cool tips and tricks to make sock knitting easier. Links in the show notes. Boy, this is a long one today. Sorry about that, folks. So you can click on the link and you can look, and there's in general, there's tips on the yarn, the color, yarn, heels and toes, different ones that you can Just, it's a click on. Needles, the colors, cast on and cast off. It's just a linkable things for, advice and tips and tricks on sock knitting. If you're a fairly new sock knitter, I thought that was awesome. So I'm going to just wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watch on YouTube and you have never subscribed, go right there. There's a red button. Click on that. Subscribe so you get notifications. Leave a comment below. Hit that thumbs up over here. Hit that. If you watch in iTunes, I don't know what happened to iTunes this past week, but my podcast did not show up in iTunes until yesterday. Hopefully that won't happen again. But if you watch on iTunes, please leave a review. Leave a star rating. I know people are watching. I can see that, but I don't know who you are. So I would be so pleased if you would leave a review and leave a star rating, because right now they say they don't have enough information. So, and if you're interested and you need some gifts for the holidays, there is a link to my Etsy store. Go over and take a look. If you have something that you want, just let me know, and thank you. And I would thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And oh my God, it's 40 minutes. Sorry about that. See you guys next week. Bye.